Hey there YouTube, Corncob Piper coming at you. It is Saturday evening, July 1st, and this is the first video in my new series that I'm doing called Puffin Burley. And for those of you that don't know, I've never been a huge fan of Burley blends. I'm going to be smoking nothing but Burley tobacco for the month of July in the hopes that in doing so I will end up acquiring a taste for it, and some Burley blends will end up in my rotation. Plan is to smoke one different Burley blend per day. Do a quick review of it on camera here for you. I'm going to do a 5-star rating. Anything that ends up at a 3-star or above is going to be revisited towards the end of the month. And I have about 3 weeks worth of Burley that I've been accumulating. Here is the big bag of Burley. When I open it up, this would be the scent that I got out of here would be every Burley lover's dream. It actually did smell very good. And I'll say this and I'll say it again. I've said this and said it, I'll say it again. It's not that I don't like the taste of Burleys, is I just have a tendency to find them to be underwhelming for me. They don't satisfy me the way that other pipe tobaccos do. So, first video of the series, I decided to do an American classic, Velvet. This is made from sun-ripened Kentucky Burley tobacco, aged to give a round and original velvet taste. And this is made in the USA by Scandinavian Tobacco Company, which we all know. So I've decided that I'm going to smoke, once in a cob, once in a briar or a wood pipe, just to see which I like it better in. Whichever one you don't see me smoking on camera, I will have already done. So I've already smoked in a cob. I've gone ahead and packed some up here in my Morgan Hangin' Brandy, my Morgan Bones Hangin' Brandy. So let's get first things pouch note. I get licorice, a little bit of citrus, and definitely some definite sweetness coming off of here. So the bag note or pouch note is quite nice. If you don't like licorice, you probably will not care for the scent of this tobacco. And I will say this, the taste of the licorice does not carry through when this tobacco is smoked. So let's go ahead and light up. And I'll tell you my impressions of velvet tobacco. Velvet tobacco is an OTC or a drugstore tobacco. I believe it's been in production since, I want to say the 60s, maybe the 50s. So it is not like Prince Albert, where it's been around for 100 plus years, but this one has been a mainstay in many American tobacco rotations for quite a while. So the initial hit of taste that I get with is obviously a very little bit of nuttiness from the Burley. This isn't an extremely nutty blend like a lot of Burley blends tend to be, but you definitely do get a little bit of that nuttiness. This stuff burns really, really good. Usually don't need a relight from that initial light, and it'll burn straight down to a white ash. Initial quarter of the bowl, I get the slight nuttiness and notes of molasses. Every once in a while, I get a wisp of whiskey. But mostly flavor profile-wise is the nuttiness and the molasses. Halfway through the bowl, the whiskey taste gets a little bit pronounced. You can pick it up a little bit more. And I also start to pick up some cocoa notes as well. The bowl starts off very, very sweet. The sweetness will dissipate once you get halfway through the bowl, or at least it does for me. That molasses flavor seems to go away, and it picks up more with a nutty and cocoa or bitter chocolate note. Smokability, I would give this a 10 out of 10. Great smoking tobacco. I don't think I could get this to bite me if I tried. I'm puffing pretty aggressively here while I'm on the camera, and it's just nice and smooth. I guess velvet smooth, hence the name. Every puff throughout the bowl, just a super mellow, nice, cool smoke. If I had to pick between smoking it between a cob and a briar, on this one I'm definitely going to go with a cob. While it's still burning cool in the briar, it is just a slight bit hotter, and I was getting a little bit more sweetness out of the tobacco when I smoked from the corn cob as well. However, smoking from the briar, I'm definitely picking up the whiskey notes a lot more in the briar than I did in the corn cob. So my choice to smoke this in will be a corn cob pipe. However, not bad to smoke from a briar either. You could go either way on this. My choice would be the cob. I definitely can see why this is a lot of people's everyday smoke. I know a lot of people that choose velvet as their everyday smoke. And I can definitely see why. This is something you could smoke on the go. Don't have to put a lot of thought into it or effort. Like burns from the first, the first char right down to the end. It would be nice, if you have a commute in the morning. Great tobacco for that. So for my 5-star rating for Velvet Tobacco, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 3.2. So this is definitely going to be one that I will revisit. Will it end up being one of my favorites? I probably would have to say at this point no. However, it may make this into my rotation for my daily morning commute to work, when I just want to stick something in my pipe and smoke it and not have to put a lot of thought or effort into it. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with review number 2. I've gone ahead and put together a calendar here of all the tobaccos that I'm going to go through, and this will take us through the 24th of July, which we will end off with C and D, Cornell and Deal's Riverboat Gambler. Will be the last Burley blend that I try for the month, at least review-wise, or first impression, whatever you want to call it. And then the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, we'll just go ahead and revisit all these Burley blends, which I give above a 3-star rating out of my 5-star review. So thanks for watching, YouTube, and as always, keep on piping.